This is Nick with Build Brothers Roofing at 4459 Clairemont Drive. Started my digital inspection. We are on top of an old 3-tab shingle roof. This roof seems to have at least 3 layers on it already. So you can see we have 1, 2, and then 3. So we got 3 layers on this roof. Code states out here that you can only have a maximum of 2 layers on a roof. So no matter what happens to this project, we are going to have to do a full tear off. But I'm going to point a few things out on this property just so that all the owners are aware of what the situation is. So here you have all the penetrations on this roof, and you can see that over the years there have been some repairs done. All the sealant that has been used over the years to seal off all these penetrations has completely worn through. So they come through, a lot of times these repair guys will come through and just blop a bunch of mastic over this. The oils on that product will evaporate, and you can see how all these cracks and the pipes end up being exposed. Same thing over here for all these vents. Water is literally going to be getting down this every single time it rains. So these are all areas where water is able to get into the property itself. You can also see just how shiny this roofing product is. And essentially what's happening is the oils on this roofing material, they have started to evaporate. And once those oils evaporate, the granules on this asphalt shingle start to deplete, and they roll off every time it rains. They end up in the gutters. And as that material starts to roll off, this fiberglass ends up being exposed, and it greatly affects the waterproofing of the material. You can also see just how loose and kind of flimsy all this stuff is literally just crumbling in my fingertips. So these are all telltale signs that the product has gone past its life expectancy. The majority of leaks are coming from these ridge lines. And so I do want to point out the fact that we have all these staples on every single one of these ridge caps. Any kind of exposed staple or nail on a roof is a potential leak waiting to happen. We never want to have any kind of exposed staple or nail on a roof. Again, more evidence of how water can get down through all these pipes. And then the big area of concern, which I'm assuming is where this leak is coming from, is this little area right here. So we can see that there was some valley metal that was applied, but every time it rains, what ends up happening is the water just sits right here. It's got nowhere to go. And as that water sits, you can see all these granules start to accumulate. And as that water sits, it will end up getting into the home itself. You can see just how worn out this material is. This stuff is literally just kind of crumbling at this point. So I would imagine that the leak is definitely coming from this area. So when we go ahead and redo this roof, I am going to recommend a full tear off on this property. We're going to go ahead and tear this thing down to the wood decking. Once that happens, we're going to be able to address any kind of bad wood that is underneath this roofing product. So the majority of wood repair is going to come from the eave. So you have fascia board. This looks like to be some new wood. You have fascia board, you have shiplap that's underneath the eaves, and then you have the rafter tails. So on old roofs like this, I mean, this roof is at least 50 plus years old because of the fact that there are, you know, multiple layers on it. You are going to find some wood repair that needs to be addressed. Once we go ahead and address all that wood repair, we're then going to add a layer of synthetic underlayment. Synthetic underlayment is part of the 50-year product warranty roofing system from Owens Corning. The stuff that you guys have right now is this felt underlayment. Okay, this stuff just absorbs all kinds of moisture, and over time it just ends up crumbling. Since we are a preferred Owens Corning contractor, the roofing system will come with a 50-year warranty from Owens Corning, which is where that synthetic underlayment comes in. And then we're going to give you a 10-year workmanship warranty that they also back as well. We're going to go ahead and add brand new starter shingle along the entire perimeter, and then brand new drip edge, which is metal flashing that hangs over the fascia board, which allows the water to run off that flashing as opposed to the fascia itself. As for this cricket, what I would do is when we get rid of this, I want to go ahead and install just a TPO cricket right here. TPO is a material that we use for flat roofs. It's fantastic when it comes to crickets like this. It's extremely water resistant, and it was initially brought in as somewhat of a pool liner, so it will turn this whole section into its own one singular membrane. But that's what I'm going to suggest for this area. But this roof definitely needs to be redone. This roof has gone past repair. The fact that there are 3 layers on this roof and it's still leaking is a major concern. That's it for my inspection.